record. All right, so here we go. All right, so it's playing out and it's playing out fast. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you all. Basically, and talking about the correlations and entries and setups and stuff, right? So as you can see, so this is the 1 minute time frame, right? So what I've been able to discern from the time frames, like I said, this is the 1 minute. So I really want to key in on the premium zone and the discount zone on the 1 minute, right? So what I realized is that if you look at them, what happens is price will go from discount to premium, from premium to discount. Now, I'm not going to say it only works like this on the 1 minute, but what I will say is it works best on the 1 minute from this perspective. But what you have to understand about the 1 minute on Euro USD, because it could be different on other instruments, right? As far as the pip count is basically what your pip count is. So that kind of determines, like, if you want to take your trade, you know, from, and I'm gonna tell you what the signals are and everything, from the discount. So if you want to put in a buy, once you get the discount, once you get the signal from the discount area, to take it all the way to the premium area. That's basically the idea behind using it to trade off of. But you have to be, again, you have to understand, one, the overall, the 15-minute direction of the market, which we're going to look at here in a second. Again, all of this applies to Euro USD. It can apply to other instruments. You have to look at them once you got the concept down, then look at it and apply to other instruments to see, you know, if you're kind of getting the same play, right? Or what have you. So as you can see right now, right? So we're coming from the premium area on the 1 minute for Euro USD, and we're pushing down. It's going to push down all the way to the discount zone. Here's why. How do I know that? Because the 15-minute is a strong downtrend, right? So what's going to happen is we'll see, because on the 1 minute, right, we got this is a pretty strong order block right here, where it's probably going to reject a little bit, push back, whatever the case may be, and eventually eat through this. It may eat through it right now, but again, because again, if you want to know the future of price movement, look at the higher time frame. Again, if you want to know what's going to happen on the 1 minute, look at the 15-minute, and that will tell you basically what price is going to do in the future. If you want to know what GJ is going to do on the 4-hour, look at the daily. That'll tell you what is in the future for GJ on the 4-hour chart, right? So the same thing with EU. If you want to know what price is going to do in the future, look at the higher correlating time frame from the one that you're trading off of and analyzing. All right, you see how we're pushing up, right? We are going to get some rejection here because we got some orders in here. But again, this is the 1 minute time frame. So these order blocks tend to break down a lot quicker and easier than on higher time frames. So this volume right here of trades probably isn't great enough to not get mitigated and you know, keep price, you know, from pushing down and, you know, for it to go all the way back up, right? Because then you got the point of control right here, you know, a couple of things is going against it. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out to you all. Then the other thing you want to see, all right, so we're talking about the 1 minute and the correlation on the 15-minute, right? So what we do is we'll go back. I want to go over to the 15-minute real quick and show you all. So we're going to stop sharing, and I'm going to share the 15-minute time frame so you can see. All right, so as you see on the 15, can y'all see the 15-minute chart? I'm assuming that y'all can.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you see on the 15-minute, right? So we're heavily bearish, right? And you see how even on the 15-minute, price came from the premium zone and it's making this push down. We got the change of character validated by the order block here. So it's pushing down. It pushed down to the discount. So basically, right, talking about the future, right? So what does the future hold for Euro USD on the 15-minute? So, or on the minute or the 15-minute, right? So we came down, we pushed into this discount zone, and we see that price has been rejecting off of it, right? So there's a good chance that right now price is setting up to make a push back to the premium zone. It took out all of these lows right here, right? So it grabbed all of that liquidity. We have a pretty good strong order block right here. So there's a very good chance that for the future of on the 15-minute for Euro USD, we're going to make a push to the upside, right? But we got to let it finish playing out. We got to let it set up, because remember, the setup is going to be the change of character that happens, because we don't know if this right now is going to push all the way back into this order block to get more liquidity and continue to set up some more. So that's what you want to wait for in the 15-minute though, right? So, but as you can see right now, price is pushing down. And remember, rule of thumb is that if we get no order block up here from this move right here, so if no order block appears right here, this is nothing, this move that's pushing down is nothing more than a pullback, right? So the pullback, the bearish move on the 15-minute right now is possibly and more than likely a pullback, right? Like I said, because what it's probably doing, because we're pushing away from the discount area, is it's setting up for a more bullish move to the upside, right? That's for the foreseeable future. But for right now, though, we're getting a push to the downside, which again is probably no more than a quick pullback, right? So keep that in mind. And we can look at the 1 hour for the correlation to the 15-minute, because remember the the 4 hour correlates to the 15-minute to get our structure or what have you if we were looking to do entries from the 4 hour to the 15-minute. So basically, all right, so we see that on the 4 hour, we're looking a little bearish, but look what we got right here, right? So price, right, pushed out of this area, right? So we got the order blocks right here to validate. This is the 4 hour, keep that in mind, to validate this push, right? This push right here, price pull back. So price is pulling back bearishly, right? So again, that lends validity to what we were saying as far as the future of the 15-minute chart most likely being bullish, and it's setting up. Look at what it's doing on the 4 hour. It looks like it's setting up for the exact same thing. So we look like we may be pushing. So we got this push here. We pull back. There's no order block just yet to validate this signal right here. So if that holds up, price is more than likely to push off of this this area right here to the upside for a little bit. So look for price to probably, consolidate in this area before it does whatever it's going to do future wise, if it's going to push up or what have you, because keep in mind that even here we're looking at this being the equilibrium. So there's still some room for price to push down in a likely sense, right? But again, if we want to really know what the future holds for the price on the 4 hour pushing down, then we go to the daily. Just wanted to give you all a visual picture of what that looks like to correlate between the different time frames and try to get your future price movements. And then the other thing we can see here on the MACD, we look like we're getting a little bit of weakness or what have you for right now. So that can lead to a little bit of push to the downside, but it could also, as it's weakening at the moment, it could still turn. And as you see, looking at so we got a little bit more up movement in this move, and then it'll probably push back down. So we'll see how it sets up. But anyway, going back to what we're looking at right now. Any questions as I'm transitioning? We catching all of this?
No questions for me.
All right. So again, when we're looking at our trade setups, right? So we're looking at the 15-minute. So basically, the most recent and current order block that price is reacting off of is this one right here, which means at the moment, the 15-minute Euro USD is more bearish, right? It's in a bullish. It's in a bullish price movement at the moment, unless it breaks this low right here. You see this low right here. Unless it breaks this low right here, we're pretty bullish at the moment on the 15-minute chart, which means what that means is when you go down for your entries, what you're waiting for is I'm sorry, let me go back to the 15-minute. Let me just switch time. Just switch real quick. What you're waiting for, the rule of thumb or the best way to trade it is to wait for price to give you signs, right? You see right here, right? To give you signs of bearish movement, right? Now that doesn't mean necessarily to, to take that, right now, but basically what I would look for, you see how price, remember I told you it was going to push up from this area right here because this order block, this was a bullish order block. So it'll take a little bit for it to get mitigated. So price will have to set up in order to mitigate this order block right here, which what that means is we would need another bearish order block in order for price to push and mitigate this order block. So that's what you're looking to form probably in this area right here for price to give a push and form a bearish order block to for price to push down and mitigate this order block for our continued move. Because remember, the orders that's here, basically, in order for price to continue moving to the downside, it needs to liquidate those buy orders right here, right? It needs to liquidate those buy orders, which will give it enough fuel to continue to move to the downside. Remember, talk about liquidity as well. Price needs liquidity as fuel to continue to move, right? So that's what this order block can be if price comes down to it and is able to mitigate it and get that liquidity, that buy liquidity that's sitting here and push down. So that's what you're looking at playing out right here. If, again, what you look forward to see if price creates an order block, a bearish order block and continues to push down. So that's basically what you're looking for in this 1 minute. And then if price does that, then price is going to come all the way down, right? Get in this area, again, discount zone, right? And we would look forward to have a reaction or so off of this discount zone. Now, what happens is how you get expansion here. So if you're trading in the direction, the proper direction of the overall trend. So this is the 1 minute. All right, so we see what happened here. So we got a bullish order block actually to the upside. Y'all see that?
Yes.
So, yep. So which means, and I'll go back to the 15-minute to illustrate some more. So basically, which means we may get a continued push to the upside. We can see how that works out. We'll see what plays out. But again, you look to take your entries. What I'm getting at is you want to take your entries. If you're going to enter on the 1 minute, you want to enter either from the discount area. If you're looking for a buy, you want to enter at the premium area if you're looking for a sell. Or what have you, but you have to make sure you do your analysis based off of the 15-minute though. So you want to know if this entire movement is a pullback or a continuation. So that's what you're looking at. That's basically what I'm getting at with all of this, is that you want to take them from the extremes on the 1 minute, wait for price to get there, and then place your order, because that's going to give you the higher pip count, again, in the direction of the trend that's going on the 15-minute. So like we said, though, I mean, doesn't take away from what we're analyzing here, because again, going back to the 15-minute, we see again that we're looking for the setup for a price to be bullish anyway on the 15-minute, because again, it's coming from this discount area here, or what have you. So the trades that we would look to take would be from the in the direction of buys, but honestly, a better trade for me would be for it to have pulled all the way back to the discount area, because we just don't know if price is just going to get back to the premium area on the 1 minute chart. I didn't chart out how many pips that is, but I'm assuming it's not. Let me see, just looking at it. It's barely 10 pips maybe from where price is right now. So that's what you want to consider, what your potential pip count is when you're putting in that trade, from the discount and the premium. Again, that's why you want to do it from the extremes on the 1 minute, because you want to make sure you're getting at least 10 pips or more, close to 10 pips with Euro USD. But to illustrate it some more, so if you all can do this yourself, when you look at when you're doing your analysis, right? Each one of these candles, so price came all the way down, right? This was 11 o'clock. If you look at the 1 minute, price was at the discount on the 1 minute and then gave you a buy signal, which was this candle right here, right? And then it went all the way to the premium on the 1 minute. And then at somewhere around 11:30, it did a push down from the premium all the way back down to the discount. Go ahead, you can go to the 1 minute and take a look at it yourself. This is the correlation between the 15 minute and the 1 minute. Then what happened? It came all the way back down to the discount around 11:45. Yep, I'm looking at it right now. And you got your buy signal for this entire move right here on the 1 minute. You got a buy signal, you got a change of character, everything that gave you the buy signal for this entire move right here. And what happened was, as you can see, what price ended up doing, because this was the premium zone on the 1 minute at first, but then price ended up pushing the premium. Price ended up continuing to push the premium. Tony, you still on?
Yes.
Okay, LC got kicked out somehow. Let's see if she can get back in. But price pushed the premium and extended it. That's what happens. If you're trading in the direction of the trend on the 15 minute, on the 1 minute, what you're going to see is you get a good chance that price is going to push that premium zone to the upside in the direction. So it's basically going to break that high that's on the 1 minute chart. If price is bearish, then it's going to break the low and push the discount on the 1 minute and expand that even lower. That's how it creates its structure on the 1 minute. Again, just based off of which way it breaks out on the 15 minute. And again, that's the importance of trading in taking your trades on the 1 minute in the direction that you're getting from your analysis on the 15 minute. Now you can ride the wave back and forth if you want to, with the pullbacks and stuff. But remember that the pullbacks, if it's just a pullback on the 15 minute, then your pip count may not be as great as it is if you trade in the direction of the trend or what have you. Just something to think about when you're looking at your entries or what have you on the 1 minute. So that's what I wanted to illustrate to you all, for the trade setups and entering into the market with the Euro USD setup. All right, Tony, any questions?
So I guess one thing is just for clarification, should I consider trading from discount to premium on the 15 minute also?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that you'll get a higher pip count if you get in from the premium to discount zone.
Right. Exactly. If you can, that's what, because like right now, as you see, as it's pushing, right? So we know this is a pretty solid trade here once we get the change of character.
Mm-hmm.
Or what have you, this will more likely be a pretty good solid trade that will at the very least take you to the equilibrium. If that makes sense, right?
Yes.
So yeah, wherever it does its change of character, you can more than likely take that, especially if it's validated by order block, right? And we got this big, huge order block here. There's a very good chance that you can at the very least get to the equilibrium before price makes a big turn against you. If you get in, early enough, then you're pretty secure, and riding that move out for a little bit.
I got you. Okay.
But again, you can play that from time frame to time frame. Wherever you want to do your entries, you just want to look at the correlating higher time frame for the direction, and then you just wait for price to either get to the premium, depending on what direction you're looking at. Wait for it to get to the premium or the discount. Wait for your entry signals. Boom, you in.
Okay, I got you. It almost looks like there's a slight difference like when I'm comparing the 1 minute to the 15 minute, I see how for the discount zone,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like they're very similar. I want to say they're very similar. 8 5. Yeah, I think they're very similar. But when you look at the premium 8720, it looks totally different.
Yep. And here's why. Good observation. The reason for that, Tony, is because the discount zone has been, because of this bearish push right here this morning, the discount zone has been pushed further down.
Okay. So it just coincides with one another, 1 and 15, whereas it doesn't quite coincide with the premium zone doesn't coincide with each other.
No, because the premium on the 15-minute hasn't been touched since what? Since 5 a.m.
Okay.
So because the premium on the 15-minute hasn't been touched since 5 a.m., the premium on the 1 minute isn't going to correlate to it.
I got you. Okay.
So yeah, that's the good observation though. But yeah, the correlation because this push has happened so recent, that's why you're getting the correlation, the match between the discount zones on the 15-minute and the 1 minute, because they've both been pushed to match each other this morning. But rest assured though, because look, remember, right? If the 15-minute is being pushed, then rest assured that the 1 minute is being pushed. So once price gets back to the premium on the 15-minute, you'll see the premium on the 1 minute start to match it. The 1 minute will adjust to match the premium zone on the 15-minute at that point. Because if price is at the extreme highs and lows on the 15-minute, then it's at the extremes on the 1 minute as well.
Sounds good.
Yep. So looking at the amount of volume or what have you, again, like I said, we're probably going to get some consolidation probably for the rest of the afternoon. Not sure how far it's going to go at the moment, but again, that's the whole point of trading, from the extremes or what have you. You want to catch the moves when they get to the extreme. So basically, when we're looking at the 15-minute, we're looking for a good entry. We don't necessarily have to be at the extremes on the 15-minute. You just want to make sure your pip count is good on the 1 minute though. You can take your entries off the extremes. And again, you can ride it both ways. Just remember though, that one of those extremes is going to be pullback and the other one is going to be your continuation move. So obviously with the continuation moves, we stand a chance of getting more pips than we do on the pullback moves from the extreme highs and lows on the 1 minute. So you can wait. You can try to wait it out until price gets here. Maybe you get a reaction here if the premium zone on the 1 minute coincides with this point of control right here on the 15-minute. That could possibly be a good trade. You should get a few pips out of that, but we'll see where the change of character happens. It's probably going to happen around this area somewhere, which will be the order block that you'll look to kind of take that to possibly for a bearish move. But then, like we said again, the continuation moves are what we're looking for to get more pips. And that'll be the move that will possibly change this point of control from a bearish point of control to a bullish point of control. That all makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we just watch it play out, or what have you. I think I've pressed the point enough to where you all can, kind of see it. And then, look to get in the market, for some good trade setups. I did look at a little bit on GJ. With GJ, so with EU, sometimes with EU, you don't always have to wait. So if it's, let me go to the 1 minute real quick, because one last point for you all. But I've only seen it work better on EU than GJ, because I did look at GJ with it, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out quite as well. So I'm gonna show you all real quick. All right, so here we go. All right, so the 1 minute, right? So what happens is, all right, so if it's in the direction of the trend on the 15 minute, so like if you know that this is the 1 minute, right? If you know that the 15 minute is bullish, and price enters the discount, and you know the down move was a pullback, and we know the continuation is bullish, then you can kind of get in on the first buy signal. Like, you don't have to wait for a change of character. And again, with Euro USD, this seems to work a little bit better, because I've seen where GJ will give you the signal, but then it'll come all the way back and push down. I saw that happen either this morning or yesterday. But with EU, what I'm saying is that you see how we got this buy signal right here at 1141. So if you took this buy signal and put your stop loss right here, and you want to put it just a little bit lower than this bottom right here, let me show you what you would have been able to do. Check it out, right? So you got this buy signal at 1141. All right, and you put your stop loss. Let me show you your potential stop loss would have been just below, right? Let me just move it a little bit so you can see it. So you put your stop loss just below that lower low right there, right? So you're looking at less than a 5 pip stop loss. See that? You're looking at less than a 5 pip stop loss, right? Let price play out. You're at the discount zone, right? On the higher time frame, it's bullish. So there's a likelihood that price isn't going to come back and take out this lower low right here. So you can take this early signal, right, and push up. It's not going to always, come back. I'm going to show you an example where it doesn't come back. But you see how it did pull back, right? And it wouldn't have hit your stop loss, which is 3 pips anyway, right? So you wouldn't have took that big of a loss if it did hit your stop loss, and then you would have got the continuation for the greater move. So let's close that out real quick, right? So let's say once price did come back and you got the continuation signal, all right, there was your 16 pip move right there. All right, all the way to the premium zone. And I'm sure it pushed the premium. If I'm not mistaken, it did push the premium zone. And then here, this is an example of taking the signal. And this was off of a rejection at that high on the 15 minute. If you look at on the 15 minute, if you look at the 1245 candle, this right here was the huge rejection. So you see where we got the sell signal immediately and it pulled all the way back. But as you can see, though, this was just a pullback in the greater scheme of things on the 15 minute. But just an example of sometimes you can't get this signal to get a few pips. That's why I say you can ride it either way. You just got to be smart about it and understand the potential pip count when you do put those orders in, either against or with the trend, right? So you see, we're getting signals here. Price is pushing again. Like I said, this is all going to end up probably being a consolidation for a bit until it breaks this high right here, or what have you. So once it breaks this high, then you can look for a valid pullback, which more than likely, once it breaks this high, then that's probably going to give us our change of character on the 15 minute, or what have you. So then you can look for price to come back and then look for your entry to the upside once that happens. So that's probably the next trade to look for in the direction of the trend. All right, that's all I got for y'all. I didn't want to keep y'all too long, but I did want to give that to you.
Thanks for the update.